Alright guys, what's up? It's Jack and welcome back to another video and welcome to launch day of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And I just wanted to give you guys my very first impressions, and first and foremost I must apologize if my voice doesn't sound very enthusiastic right now. It is 2:27 a.m. as of the time of this recording, and at about 27 minutes ago I ended the stream, which was a lot sooner than I intended to, but I've got about 2 hours into the game, and I wanted to give my very early first impressions because I know some of you guys might be wondering what the game is like. Is it better than Modern Warfare? Is it worse than Modern Warfare? Is the lack of content really killing this game? Yada, 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 all that kind of stuff. And the answer really just depends on your overall perspective. Like, from my perspective is gameplay matters more than anything else. I mean, the stability of the game needs to be a high priority. The fact that many playstyles should be viable should be a high priority, and all that kind of stuff. You guys know where I stand on that sort of thing. So let's get right into the nitty gritty, shall we? And the nitty gritty is that this game, from a fun factor standpoint, I think is higher than Modern Warfare's. And the way this game is designed, as I played on and on with this game, and for instance, let me just tell you guys a couple things right off the bat. The connection in terms of the hit detection and all that kind of stuff is a lot more consistent than it was in the alpha and in the beta. There's a lot less shoot first, die first moments, at least with my experience so far. I've got crossplay turned on as well, and I'm playing on the Xbox, so just letting you guys know everything as I continue to explain. And there's a lot less shoot first, die first moments. Pistols are strong. The MP5 here, as you can see, is still very strong. Assault rifles have been buffed. I know the Krieg 6 was good even in the beta, but according to the patch notes, they buffed all the other assault rifles to perform similar to that weapon. And I played with the pre-setup class that they give you before you can create your own class, obviously with the Krieg 6, and there's definitely a noticeable difference. Assault rifles are going to be more viable this time around. Now, granted, you know, they're gonna lack some speed attributes that some machine guns have, obviously. But other than that, I'd say the assault rifles definitely are in a good place so far with my experience. Now, granted, again, because I've only got 2 hours under my belt so far with this game, these are very early impressions. But just judging from what I've seen, just with one assault rifle and with one SMG, and you know, with just a couple, like with the sound, in terms of the sound works and how the meta of the game seems to be forming, as well as with that gunship right there that I got out of a care package. And hopefully there's not going to be too many gunship care packages, because I'm pretty sure I had a what the fuck moment when I saw that I got that. But overall, this is a more balanced Call of Duty experience than Modern Warfare was. Modern Warfare was very one-sided. This is a lot more balanced. Like, for instance, the sound in this game is strong, just like it was in Modern Warfare. However, the map design actually complements the sound in a different way than it did with Modern Warfare. And what I mean by this is that you need to be not just a master of your awareness from sound, but you also need to have your mastery of your minimap as well. So if you master both aspects at the same time, if you are able to multitask those at the same time and be in control of those in terms of where you go, simultaneously deciding by looking at the minimap or glancing at the minimap, as well as what sound is telling you, the intel from sound, you can actually make noise or decide to just slow down for a split second and just turn gunfights in your favor. Like, for instance, with me, I like to jump, because while I'm jumping, I can still kind of jump forward and move forward while not making a single sound if I'm not using Ninja. And right now I don't have Ninja unlocked. I'm not sure if it's actually going to be something that I use in every single class, but worst case scenario, if I want it, it's there for every single class. All of the perks from the description of those perks, from what I've read since I was at work, when I was looking on Twitter in terms of the stuff that Charlie Intel was posting, as well as looking at the game myself from the stroke of midnight as I streamed it, all the perks seem to be very viable in this game, very powerful, and they all have their uses. And I think there's going to be a really everybody's going to be using a whole bunch of different classes. Granted, they decide to do so. The fact that you can create a multitude of different kinds of classes, and those classes can be very viable in pretty much any situation, I think it's really good. That means that it's almost like there's not going to be a very specific meta with this game, which is actually a good thing, because again, I'm all about having a multitude of different playstyles in this game. I am not against any sort of playstyle, unless that is the only way to play the game, to where it just ruins the flow of the game. If I think it should be in the hands of the player, and the more of a variety of playstyles you have on the map, as opposed to everybody sitting around and camping, the better. Now, granted, I will sound a little biased when I say that, if everybody moves around, then that's just overall better. But the thing is, you got to give players a reason to move around, and Modern Warfare didn't do that. Even the most aggressive rushers were camping or playing a lot more passive in that game than they otherwise normally would, because of what the game was allowing and not allowing. And with this game overall, it is allowing you to do pretty much anything you want, and if you do it correctly, you are going to end up on top most of the time. And that is the way, in my opinion, Call of Duty should be. So overall, if you compare this game to Modern Warfare, which was the previous Call of Duty, I would say this is a step in the right direction. It's not a 360, but I'd say it's a solid 180 so far from what I can feel, in my opinion. And I'm a 10-year Call of Duty veteran, so I have a really good idea of what I'm talking about when it comes to Call of Duty. And this is what I feel so far. Let me know what you guys think and what you guys feel for those of you guys that are playing it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. This is Jack, signing off.